New Salem Almont's wrestling program is consistently one of the best in the state, but they've never been able to bring home the big trophy. This year's roster is stacked heavier than any Holsteins team has ever been. And with multiple state champions leading the way, it could be the year they get over the hump. Not one, not two, but three. That's how many state champions New Salem Almont has in its wrestling room, all competing for a chance to be back on the podium once again.
I definitely have a target on my back because I'm on the top now and everyone's coming for that. But, I mean, it's going to be just as tough as last year, tough competition.
Wyatt Ingrid is the 106-pound state champion from last season, a guy who has jumped up 2 weight classes to compete at 120 this year.
It's not too bad. I'm doing pretty good with it. It's the height difference. That's the only, I mean, everyone's quite a bit taller than me. 106, everyone was taller, but not quite as tall.
Height hasn't made too big of a difference for Ingrid. He's a perfect 21-0 on the year. And one thing helping him is wrestling in a room with other champions.
It's great. My team is definitely why I am the way I am. I mean, without them, I couldn't be where I am today, for sure. Everyone in there.
Ingrid frequently faces off against teammate and 2-time state champion Cole Gearhart, a guy who's just a junior, but already dreaming of going 4 for 4 on titles, just like his brother Clay.
Well, it won't be easy. None of the years are easy. It's going to be a challenge either way, so just got to keep working hard, try to achieve our goals as a team and individual.
Gearhart has state titles in the 106 and 113 classes. This year, he's making the jump to 126, where he's found himself on top a lot, winning 29 of his 33 matches. Hines is the Holsteins' 3rd state champion, the only one who hasn't moved weight classes, dominating at 285 this year with a 21-2 record.
I mean, it's just as hard as wanting the first one. You got to want it the same as you want the first one.
There's a 4th guy in the room that has witnessed all of his teammates' success, a factor that has driven him to a 14-1 record.
I like to be with those guys, if not better. I always like to push I don't ever want to be the least hardest worker in the room. I always try to be the hardest worker and push myself the most.
Junior Ty Wolding says his 2nd place finish at state from last year just isn't good enough, and it's become a chip on his shoulder to reach the next step on the podium.
Mentally wise, just realize that it's not the end of the world if something bad happens, and you can really open up more if you're not so worried about everything. You're stress-free, you will wrestle a lot better.
Wrestling better starts in the same place for every Holsteins wrestler, on bottom.
Our mindset has to be that that's a free point when we go down, and you know, we're definitely working to get better, and we are getting better. So as we keep progressing on stuff like that, I think we're definitely going to be a contender at the end of the year.
Contending is the hope, but a state title is the dream. And it won't come easy, especially for a team that is filling the void of 3 injured wrestlers, which head coach Dave Wolding says it's something he's never had to deal with in his 8 seasons as head coach.
You know, we've had guys just step up and they come out on the weekends, and I mean, they've just been wrestling their tails off and definitely scoring points when they can score points. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take everybody picking it up a little bit, and so far everybody has.
The Holsteins have finished in the top 3 4 times in the last 8 years. But this group believes it can be the one to do something that hasn't been done in the program's 51-year history.
We never had a team title here in New Salem before. And we've had coaches here that's worked for how many years and been in this room how many nights trying to work for that. So I think that's probably the biggest goal of all of us and me, to win that team title.
Well, the Holsteins aren't shy about that goal. The Holsteins competed out in Killdeer this weekend and won by over 130 points as a team. So it's safe to say, even with those injuries, they've been able to piece things together pretty well. And they're also undefeated as a team in all duels.